after the fight, from being pushed from Master Mike and my dad and a couple other folks, they asked me to go get my hand checked out because the swelling still hadn't gone down. And a lot of things have been occurring with it. I couldn't even touch stuff with it. It hurt in my sleep. So I went and got the MRI, and the MRI basically showed that I fractured the main knuckle here, tore the ligament that holds the knuckles together. And people ask, well, wow, man, how did you fight with that? Well, it's simple. In my mind, it wasn't an option that I wasn't going to fight. You know, my brain was already set to the place where this is a time in my life where something got to happen, something got to change, and I can't allow this circumstance to put me into another place, you know, about what's going on. I ain't looking at what's going on. I'm looking at what's going to happen in the future, tunnel vision. And people were trying to call a little bit to try to talk about, oh, you need to check. I got the phone. Look, don't talk to me. I don't need to hear this stuff. I'm not thinking about what you're saying about my hand. I don't even want to hear it. Somebody picked me up, you know, and they started to say something a little bit about my hand. I already let them know, look, I don't want to hear it. I don't need this in my head. And it's me understanding that that stuff plants seeds. I wanted to say something other than stuff, but I try to calm it down. But that stuff plants negative seeds in your life, and I call that fear when you let people do that. And that fear just keeps growing and it consumes you, and you create something that's bigger than what it is. And for me, man, I know from psychology, you got people that are able to get root canals without taking any anesthesia because they practice, they think, they mentally put themselves in that position. I don't think it's no different than me. My life has, for a long time, put me in a situation that's allowed me to exercise in rough circumstances or harmful or hurtful circumstances. So I've kind of grown that realm. And then on the other end, right after, I already knew, I'm still fighting. Even when I was doing the video outside when my hand was swole right after the fight, I was right after the car accident, I'm sitting out there and I basically said that, you know, I know this is only another opportunity for God to show himself strong, because show him that show everybody that it ain't about me, it's about who my strength lies in and who has me. And even afterwards, I was talking to one of my mentors. He was like, yeah, it's amazing, you know, what can happen, you know, you able to fight with that. It was the adrenaline, something else. Somebody else said something about adrenaline, something else. Guess what? It ain't no adrenaline, and it wasn't adrenaline, but people always got to have something logical to say about something, because guess what? When that fight, there was about a week and a half before that my hand was in the car accident. And that Tuesday night, which I had the accident, that Wednesday I went and trained at Master Mike's school, and it was hurting, and Eric can attest to you that it was hurting. I was making it through practice, trying to make it through afterwards. I posted a picture of how my hand was super swollen up. I ended up doing this remedy to my hand that next day that took the swelling down that I knew from when I was like in high school, and I used to get sprained ankles. I ain't telling you what it is, but did that remedy and it worked for me. And then that Saturday I went to Richmond, the Combat Sports Center, and trained there, a 2-hour away drive, and trained there and sparred, did a whole day of sparring, learned some stuff like that, and did what I needed to do for it. And then the next week took off. Even in the before time, I was able to, we was wrapping my hands, even going through the physical stuff before the fight. I'm like, trying to squeeze, but mentally preparing myself because I knew the doctor was going to be looking. So, hold on, no, it's good. Squeezing, moving my hand, and now as you see, they got this thing here to keep my hand from squeezing down, so my ligaments will be able to heal. Because every time I pull down, it kind of tears it, keeps it tearing. So that was something, like I said, it wasn't what people thought it was. And I'm just glad in the situation that I was around people who fostered the same views that I had, who believed in me. I had to get disassociate from myself from people who didn't believe in me, because that stuff, like I said, not only plants fear, but it plants negativity in your mind, and you stop believing or knowing who you're supposed to be or who you are. And a lot of situations cause for a lot of people to push themselves away from me, and I'm glad they did, which didn't even make no sense that it happened. But for me being a person that I am, I would have never cut away from it, because I'm a person that always believing in the good of man. I believe that everybody got issues just like I got issues, but everybody got goodness about them just like I do. So I'm always looking at those things and thinking that people are going to react in the same way that I react, or treat me the same way that I treat them, but that just ain't the case. So in a particular situation, there was a guy who put me in a place where I get a lot of my training from now, and I noticed that he started being pretty negative about some things. I've been noticing, but I'm a person that I notice a lot of stuff anyway, and I pay attention to a lot of things and people and actions, stuff they say, stuff they don't say. It sets out like a sore thumb to me. It's like my thing, you know. So it's kind of like you got women who are attractive, right? And they see guys coming to try to talk to them, trying to holler at them all the time, and they get keen to hearing stuff that's inconsistent, because guys are always pretending to be something that they ain't, to try to get with them or to try to make themselves bigger than they are. Same thing with me with other people. A lot of times I'm around people and I smile. I've been around them for years. They don't even know that I know they full of you know what. So it's funny because I look at it and I say, well, it's all right because I see greater things in them, so I'd rather be around them because I can still benefit. We can benefit from each other. We can grow with each other in certain areas and realms. But when this one particular person, when I was getting ready to get in battle, about a month out from a fight, 2 months out from a fight, I started getting real serious and I just wasn't able to handle it no more. And in my mind, I'm like, the stuff that you're saying towards me, I could tell that you've been talking to some other people who don't believe in me. Because there's a lot of people who didn't want me to fight, didn't believe I should fight, don't believe in me, wasn't putting the things they should be putting into me based off of my capability of being able to receive and my faithfulness. But he was saying some stuff and I basically had to cut him off. I shunned away from him and stopped talking to him and basically let him know that, you know, the stuff that you're saying, I can tell you've been talking to this person or this person because it sounds like them, because they don't even sound like you, because I know their personality. And for me, when I get ready to go into battle, I know there's certain people that I can't have in my scenario, I can't have in my realms. It's just like if I went out to a club, right, and I was with my boys, and if it was a boy with me that had some beef or problems that could cause an altercation, if I knew that he was down to actually fight or deal with me, I could deal with him and we can fight the scenario. But I don't want to be in a situation where I'm with one person and this person really ain't for me, because what'll happen is I'm in the middle of the floor and I'm fighting and I'm believing that he got my back. And I turn around and I'm looking for him, but he's stabbing me in the back or somebody hit me because he ran. I don't need that. I'd rather you let me know from the beginning you ain't with me. I ain't mad with you because I can see